In this exercise, to show the effectiveness of a unit trust investment, we'll be using two calculators in the SoftFin program. The first one will be this quick quotes option, and the second one will be this income from shares option. Let's open the quick quotes option. We can select any of these buttons on the right hand side to choose an investment type, and we can select the buttons to compare maturity values using the same premiums, periods and growth rates. Let's have a look at an example where a client wants an investment which will supplement his monthly pension when he retires in 20 years' time. Selecting a unit trust investment, we enter as an example a monthly premium of R1,000 escalating at 10% per annum for 20 years. I'm using a 10% escalation here to build up capital while the investor is young and working. We entered a growth rate of 10% in this example, and I think most brokers will be happy with a 10% growth, but you are free to enter whatever figures you choose. The program is incredibly flexible. The growth rate we enter is an effective rate, and SoftFin will take the effective rate we enter and convert it to a nominal rate compounded monthly for use in the calculation. In other words, SoftFin will take the 10% growth rate we enter, divide it by 12, and use 0.83% growth per month. If we click on the default rates button, we can set up costs and commissions for the different types of investment products. For unit trusts, you can see that we've set an annual dividend of 3%, an annual management fee of 0.5%, and a trail commission of 1%. Once again, you can change these values to anything you choose. If you are dealing with a fund that says the growth rates they publish include all costs and commissions, then you can set all these values to 0. You can see the calculator has worked out the total premiums paid, the maturity of capital growth only, plus with reinvested dividends. We have 1.899 million, and the proposal is that after 20 years we stop paying premiums, we leave the sum in the fund and now start drawing monthly income instead. Although we started off paying R1,000 a month, after 20 years of escalating at 10% per annum, our last premium would have been R6,724 a month. Let's have a look at a calculator showing how our capital and income will fare. For example, if the investor gets to retirement age and wants to use the capital to generate income to supplement his monthly pension. In the income from shares window, you can see our 1.899 million capital sitting in the fund, and we say that we expect our money in the fund to grow at 10% per annum, just as before. I've entered that we will start off drawing R11,000 per month, escalating at 6% per annum to counter for inflation. This is 11 times what the investor paid in premiums in the beginning when the investment started. And the 11,000 increases at 6% per annum to keep pace with inflation. Let's have a look at the default rates in this calculator. I think most brokers will go along with the costings I'm using here, but you can change these settings to whatever you wish in SoftFin. The table shows that after paying us all this income, our capital will run out after 20 years. In fact, if we open the amortization window, we can see that the income will actually be provided for 250 months, which is 20 years and 10 months. This type of investment has another big plus. The income is tax-free in virtually all cases except where the total income is huge. You see, when you draw income every month, the fund sells some of your units to pay you your income. The tax implications are of a capital gains nature, and you only pay CGT on the profit you made when you sold your shares for income. Have a look at year 1. Our income for the year was 132,000 Rand. That's 11,000 Rand a month for the 12 months. But we're only liable for capital gains tax on the profit we made. So what did we pay for the shares when we bought them a year earlier? The program works it out accurately on a monthly basis, but basically if the growth rate was 10%, then we would have made about 10% profit. This means that 13,200 Rand would be our gain amount for CGT. It gets better. The CGT laws say that everyone gets an annual exclusion of 30,000 Rand in the 2016 tax year, so we have no gain. If we did have a profit for the year of more than 30,000 Rand, then 33.3% of any excess of the 30,000 Rand exclusion would be added to other income and taxed at normal rates. Considering the thresholds where incomes become taxable, one would have to earn a lot of income from profits on share sales to pay taxes. Even share profit income on 100 million Rand would mean an effective tax rate of around 13.56%. Share profit income of 500,000 Rand in a year would be taxed at an effective rate of 1.5%. For taxpayers over 65, the effective rates would be even lower. It is true that there may be a small amount of income by way of interest income, but this is also very small, and in most cases it's negligible. Have a look at the 2 buttons on this screen explaining effective tax rates and the interest portion of income.